This is the unfortunate timeline we got dropped into. Ladies and gentlemen, it's unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, it's not the worst in the world, okay? I'm not saying that it's a complete nightmare. I mean, it's somewhat of a nightmare, but if I was going to be born, I would have just rather have been born in an era with no suffering where AI runs the world. And people nowadays talk about, oh, AI is going to ruin everything, and all of this technology is stripping away our humanity. And you know what I think about that? I don't care, man. I don't care. I mean, people are already complaining about AI and YouTube and the internet in general, AI slop. I don't even care, dude. I don't. I don't. Because I think that AI eventually is going to reduce us a lot of suffering. I do think so. Maybe not us in particular, because again, we are in this transition phase. But I think that in the long term, AI might be a good thing for humanity. I mean, who cares if someone in 20, 100 years just, dates AI woman and not real woman? Who cares, man? You don't need real woman anyway. Why go through the effort of doing that nonsense when you could just get an, artificial intelligent woman, assimilated woman, and she's basically just, a real woman, basically, or at least very similar. Why go through the effort of using a dating app when you could just go do that? Nah, I'm just playing around. The system is not stagnant. It's going to keep changing. But what I find interesting is that a lot of the stuff I say here, a lot of the rhetoric I make about how screwed up this life is, how unnatural and pathetic this system is, the average NPC is going to be like, you're depressed, man. Get some help, man. That, like, and I always find it funny because it reminds me of the time where, I had a post about me with my Stone Age vibe post, and some user by the name of Null, don't know who he is, don't care, literally says, people who don't pay taxes are just lazy bum who think that having a job is for losers. I am blocking this account. And it's kind of interesting because they say that now, and obviously the things I say now, society will look down on that. Society will be like, bro, what is this guy talking about? Get this guy some meds and therapy, and let's reevaluate him. He needs fixing because he doesn't agree with our broken system. But my point is, it's very interesting how that's how people would react to my opinions. When in reality, in the future, the things I'm saying is going to be the norm. The stuff I'm saying, people are going to believe that. More people are going to believe that. More people are going to see how insane this life is, how pathetic this timeline is. I mean, let's talk about work. If you complain about the fact that we have to work, what are you going to be called? You're going to be called a lazy, a failure, unmotivated, ambitious. But 100 years, that's going to be the common rhetoric. I can't believe how human beings did that. So, this is what I was talking about. Human beings, in whatever present timeline they are in, they think that everything within that timeline, within that temporary structure, is the universal truth. People 200 years ago probably thought something was normal, and nowadays it's obviously not considered normal because things have changed. You know, that's just how human beings work. But, and this is the exact same reason why we call people NPCs, because people can't think outside the box. The box being the system that we are in, the structure, this temporary structure. I'm not saying that I'm not going to work. I'm not saying that I'm not going to, continue to society, because unfortunately I have no choice. But what I'm saying is that I don't believe in any of this. I don't believe any of this is some universal truth. I don't believe that life should be this way. Yeah, this is just a timeline because there's no choice. But what concerns me is that there's people that genuinely believe in this system. There's people that will defend this system. And, I always found this kind of funny. You know, in terms of people that troll the comment section, for example, I mean, think about that. What have I really said on the channel that warrants a bunch of trolls and haters coming into the comment section? I mean, heck, one guy literally, he made his name like he made his username like Tragic the Complainer or something like that, and he basically made an entire troll account on me. Another guy made like 20 accounts to harass me, and I know that this is how it works online, but like, how? Like, what I'm trying to understand is like, out of all people, like, I'm not even mad that they're doing this. I don't really care. It's probably just a bunch of 16-year-olds. But what confuses me is just like, why me? Like, what am I saying that's so offensive or hurtful? That, like, for example, most of the stuff I say is a system critic. It's a systematic critic. How could anyone be so offended that I'm criticizing a system? To the point where they make troll accounts and alt account and harass me. It just goes to show that you'll be hated no matter what you do. If someone like me can get hated, I mean, at that point, it doesn't even matter what you do, bro. It doesn't matter. You could cure cancer and people will still hate you. I mean, that's just a human nature, man. I swear, the moment you're in a sort of spotlight, people will find a way to hate on you. Very, very interesting. But another thing people do is they project a lot. They project, and a perfect example I want to give is, first of all, I made it very clear I don't have any interest in relationship as of now, none whatsoever. I'm not saying that I'm not attracted to girls, because I am. But what I'm saying is that I'm attracted, and that's that. I don't want to pursue anything as of now. I don't really want to play those games. I'm pretty satisfied by myself. As a matter of fact, you want to know what would shock society? Society would be like, bro, you're a failure. You want to know why? Because not only do I not have a girlfriend, but I don't have a single friend. Think about that. And when I say single friend, I'm not even kidding. You know how people say, oh, I have no friends, but I actually have one or two. Me? Not a single person. No one in my contact list. A text or a call. Unless it's like my mom or father or my sisters. But that's only if I need something, I guess. I don't really talk to them like that. So, not a single person. No one I text. No one I call. No one I hang out with. None. None whatsoever. And people, I think that is what my haters really don't like about me, I guess. They don't like the fact that I'm actually able to live like this because, well, forgetting about the haters, but people, they project. They look at my situation and they are like, wow, this guy must be miserable. When in reality, I don't even think about people. That's the funny thing. While they're thinking that I'm miserable about this, I don't like this. Most of the time, I'm not even thinking about people. I'm not even thinking about, maybe I should get a social life. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm very self-sufficient. And not only am I not thinking about it, but I don't even really have the time or energy to deal with people. I'm not saying that I'm always busy with work, but I'm always busy doing my own thing. Even if I'm sleeping, I'm busy sleeping. Like on a day of example, like Friday night, which is right now, Friday night, I could hang out with people, but I'd rather not because I just spent the past 5 days working. I also make videos as well. I also have my own hobbies. How do people fit into that? How? I mean, they just don't, and I don't have the energy to have people fit into that schedule. I don't. So I'm not even really talking about people. Like, there's never a moment in my time, in my free time where I'm like, maybe I should actually talk to someone. Hell no, boy. Hell no. I don't have time for that. But I remember a few years ago where I was trading contact information with one of my bosses. And this isn't a job I had I'd say in 2023 or 2. I don't even remember. It was a while ago. And we traded phones. I don't even remember why. I could have just typed his number in. But he looked at my contact list and he said, What the heck? You have no contact? And yeah, I don't even added my family as a contact. I have their number saved, but I never actually bother adding them as a contact. I text them sometime or call them, but it just shows their number up there. That's how lazy I am, bro. So this guy looked at me, he said, "Wait, why do you have no contact?" And I said, "Oh, I don't really have any friends. I don't have any friends." He said, "Oh man, I feel for you, man." I'm like, "What?" Like, what is going on here? When did I ever ask for your sympathy? It's because people, they think that the way I live is miserable. And it's interesting because, again, that's just projection. They basically project their narrative that they have onto other people because they drive a lot of their satisfaction and fulfillment from connections. Obviously, it's unfathomable to see someone that has no friends or nothing, no social life whatsoever. But human beings, a lot of them, they just don't seem to understand that other people just see life through a different lens. It's not that hard. It's not like I'm going up to someone with a big social life and talking about, "Bro, what are you doing? You should be in a solitude. What are you doing with all of these friends? Be like me, bro." I don't do that. I don't do that at all. But other people, they do that to me, even in my section. I remember a few days ago, one guy said, "I hope you make a friend one day." I hope you make a friend one day. I don't remember which part that it was, but the point is, he basically, I mean, this is just what people do, man. They can't even fathom the concept of someone really being satisfied with solitude or being a caveman. But at the same time, I don't really have anything to prove to you people. I don't really have, like, if you guys think I'm lying about this, that's cool. That's not really my problem. That's not my problem. I mean, the truth is, or the facts are, I'm not going out of my way to make friends or look for friends or relationships because I just have no interest in that. I just don't care. So while you guys may think I'm lying, I mean, reality and the way I live my life, it speaks otherwise. But the point is, people are just narcissistic, man. They're just narcissistic. And I understand the way I live my life. Society hates it. Society wants you to have a big social life and to have a career and to be doing everything society wants you to do. And when it sees someone not doing that, when it sees someone that has different preference, then that person's a failure. The person, inner fulfillment, satisfaction, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are happy with the way you live, because if you don't live the way society wants you to live, then you're pathetic and you secretly are lying. You secretly want the life society wants you to live, actually. Yes, secretly, all I'm doing, I'm deleting everything. I'm deleting it. I'm going to live the way society wants me to, because deep down I'm lying. I'm a liar. I lied about this. I lied about being satisfied with solitude. I lied. Deep down, I really want to live the way society wants us all to live. Society wants us to live, so tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to download LinkedIn. I'm going to download dating apps. I'm going to play dating games. I'm going to join some Facebook groups and, even online friends, Discord, servers and stuff like that. I'm going to make friends, all that stuff. And I'm done with this channel. I'm done with everything. Like, what am I trying to be? Myself? What the heck? What the heck? I'm talking about trying to be myself and, talking about how I'm satisfied being like a caveman. Hell no. I get to live how society wants me to live. Do you guys see how absurd? Do you guys see my point right here? It's like, why would I give up the way I live just to live in a way society wants me to live? So how society expects me to live, why would I do that? Now let's take this scenario. Let's take a guy that has a very rich social life. A guy that has friends, family, all that stuff. And let's just say I trade places with him. That guy would become miserable, wouldn't he? Because people that drive a lot of satisfaction from socializing, if they were in a position like mine, they'd be cooked, they'd be devastated, they'd be miserable. They will absolutely would. Now let's say I'm the one that suddenly got a social life that current me. I wake up, I got people texting me, I got an Instagram, people DMing me and stuff like that. Yo, want to hang out? Like in my Instagram post, stuff like that. And the interesting thing is, society would have you believe that I'd be satisfied with that. But the reality is I'd be devastated too. You know, that's the funniest part of all this. I'd be devastated because I'm not built for that life. I don't want to wake up and have someone texting me. The heck? First of all, I don't even like texting. First of all. But second of all, I don't want to. I don't want to have people talking about, yo, bro, when are you free? Or I don't want to have people talking about, oh, do you want to come to this party? Do you want to do this and that? What the? No. No, no. No, I'd be devastated. I would just ghost them all and just be done with it. And then, just go back to my regular self. I don't want that. That's the funniest part about all this. People think that I'm lying when I say this stuff, but I truly would be devastated to be in a situation like that. I would. I just don't have the interest in people, to keep up with people. I just don't. I've had people talking a lot about, yo, dude, oh my god, dude, we should meet up in person and we should become friends. No. No. No, no, no. And we can talk in some conversation, obviously. You can have a decent conversation and everything. But what do people not understand about how I want to be like a caveman? What do people not understand about that? Seriously. I could actually do some activities with people. Again, I could shoot some hopes with people. I could skate with some people. Or work out them. But once we're done with that activity, we have to go our separate ways. There ain't gonna be yo, what's your Instagram? Yo, you want to do this and that? Or small talk or even any talk. It doesn't matter. Don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me. I've been there, done that. This is just the way I want to live. I want to live like an ancestral way. It is just... So, that's really all I got to say in this video. Society is a complete joke for expecting every single person to conform to its standards. That's basically the main point. Society is a complete joke. And not only that, but society doesn't care about you as a person. It doesn't. Again, with that scenario I gave with the dude that looked at my contact list and saw that it was empty. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. That's not him speaking. That's society speaking, because society says that if you don't have a friend or a social life, then you suck at life. It says you're a failure. And the funniest part is that there's a lot of people walking around with not much of a social life, but they put up the act that they actually do have a social life. They do. The same guy that said, I'm sorry, man, his entire contact list, he might not even be talking to any of those people, or they might not be able, his co-workers, but he's going to be like, oh yeah, these are my friends, oh yeah, Bob, yeah, that's one of my best friends. Hell no, Bob is just your boss. Dula's just your boss. So a lot of people exaggerate their social lives because this is what the system wants you to do. The system, it wants you to keep up appearances in order to meet its expectations. It really does. I don't even have anything else to say, bro. I feel like I made my point. This video is kind of like to show everybody open-minded. And just to summarize, everything I said in this society is a joke.